just a technical hitch, but we are back. So, Msali, we are talking about the rugby within the region.
Yes. Within the region, we have quite a huge pool of talent in terms of rugby, because I know most are not aware, but we even have currently we have a ladies rugby team within the region, and it's competing well with teams from Nairobi and Nakuru and other regions. So our biggest challenge in the region in terms of rugby has been mainly goodwill from the corporate bodies, the county government and the corporate bodies, because we've never had a serious sponsor coming on board to support the sport. That's why we're finding the only teams that are kind of consistent when it comes to the sport are mainly the two university sides that are playing in the Kenya Rugby Union League, because they're being supported by the university to honor their fixtures. But Eldoret RFC are getting a challenge because sustaining the team to honor all their fixtures is a challenge, and also apart from making sure the boys get to the pitch, there are also other things that they need to take care of behind the scenes. So our biggest challenge has mainly been getting that support from the corporate world to see that we move the game to the next level.
Um, you are in charge of Moi University. You know, Moi University is a big institution,
Yeah.
and you are dealing with the rugby.
Yes.
Just tell us about maybe how has the team been performing, and are you on any league?
Yes, we currently participating in the Kenya Rugby Union League. We are in the nationwide league category, and for the last two seasons that we were playing, we were able to get to the finals stage, semi-final stage, where the first time we were bundled out by the last game, semi-finals we played, we were bundled out by Northern Suburbs, a team from Nairobi. But the challenge has always been the issue with finances, getting to support the team to go to various games and all that. Because we cannot say we lack talent, because being a big institution, we have quite a huge pool of talent, but getting them to the ground to play these fixtures has been a challenge, because it's common knowledge to everybody that also institutions of higher learning are facing some kind of cash crunch, and there's support towards sporting activities has kind of gone down.
Now, this time we realize that COVID has come and hit the sporting world. You, as one of the stakeholders in this game, how has it affected you, especially? What I understand is that it's only Kenya Cup being played.
Yes.
We don't have these other lower tiers leagues being played.
Yeah.
How is it affecting maybe the flow of the game?
It's really disrupted everything, because even as we anticipate to resume sports, I don't think it will be a walk in the park, because we'll need quite a good amount of time before we can really say that we have teams to be able to play, because being not being able to play, most of the teams have not been training. So before we can go back, we'll need to invest in strength and conditioning to make sure the boys are back in good shape to play, and also incorporate a few other things that need to be done, because currently, for you to be able to conduct training, we were only allowed to do basic physical training, and we cannot be able to go into contact training at the moment because of the COVID protocols. So you see, if we are to go back, we need to invest in thermal guns. We need to do a lot of sanitizers on the pitch, so that you at least protect your players and give them a safe ground for playing. Also, the boys are required to take currently, because with the vaccine available, we need to encourage the boys to go and get vaccinated.
Have you been vaccinated?
Yeah, I've already been vaccinated.
Zote mbili?
Yeah, 2 doses.
Na kampuni gani?
AstraZeneca.
Okay, we have Kusa. Kusa Rugby Sevens. I think we are heading into the finals, I think. Have you maybe competed in? Because I know that this weekend we'll have a Nairobi meeting.
Yeah. This time round, Moi University, we didn't participate in Kusa Sevens, but there are prospects for us to participate in the next coming up.
15th is coming in
end
October.
End of this month.
Now let's come back to Kenya Cup.
Yes.
Why is it that instead of Eldoret, which is one of the best places for rugby, it is never being played in Eldoret, where we have many fans? You are taking the game, or the union has taken the game to Nandi. Why is it like that?
Okay, the reason why the game was taken to Nandi, it's not because we wanted to take it to Nandi. It's the field was available, and 2, it was not the wish of the union or of my wish to take it there, but it was an agreement between 2 teams, Kabras and Masinde Muliro, to host their games in Nandi Hills. Along the way, there was a time Western region were put under some kind of lockdown.
Yes, partial lockdown,
and thus they could not host their games. So in that process, they made a request to various grounds, including here in Eldoret and Moi University, Eldoret Sports Club, and Nandi Bears. But due to the prevailing circumstances with the pandemic, the Moi University couldn't allow their facilities to be utilized, because we also have to protect the students' population.
The
student population. I cannot talk much about Eldoret Sports Club because I don't know what transpired and why they didn't take up the opportunity to host the 2 teams, and that's how we landed at Nandi Bears. All games pitting Kabras and Masinde Muliro, they were being hosted from Nandi Bears. That's how we've ended up having the finals being played at Nandi Bears, because currently that's the home ground for Kabras, and Kabras, having finished the league as number 1 as per the regulations of the sport, number 1, the team that finishes the league the season in number 1 position have the advantage of hosting the finals. Yeah. So that's why the games will be played tomorrow, on Saturday, at Nandi Bears.
Now, KCB, you look at KCB performance versus Kabras. Kabras ended unbeaten run for KCB.
Yes.
The same thing happened, I think 2019 season.
Yeah, 2019.
But at the end of, when they went to the finals, KCB still won against Kabras. Are we going to see the same thing, or we, in your own opinion as rugby lover? A genuine opinion.
Genuinely, what they say.
Okay, whose fan are you?
I'm neutral. Let me say I'm neutral. I'm neither supporting Kabras nor supporting KCB, but let's say that may the best team win, because it's a very tough match to call, both sides have upped their game. Uh, the lessons that they have learned all along up to this point. So it's going to be a really tough game to call because you never know which side will be able to carry the day
Mm-hmm.
because they are equally strong sides. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Cabras has had a very good run throughout the season.
Yeah, throughout the season.
But they played less matches, unlike KCB.
Yeah.
Because we have some games like they didn't play against some of, like
Yeah.
Mwamba,
Impala.
Impala.
Mm.
And then how is it that they're the ones who are leading? How?
Okay, you see, when a team fails to honor a fixture, the hosting team are awarded points uh, because it's more like a walkover. So the team that was supposed to host that game, like the game between Cabras and Impala was supposed to travel to Cabras, but they couldn't make it. So points were awarded to Cabras, and that's why they ended up having more points, having played less games.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you see, the KCB, the advantage they had is most of the teams playing in Kenya Cup are within Nairobi.
Nairobi.
So it's easier for them to organize, even to have a midweek fixture compared to a team traveling all the way to western part.
This final is one of the top-notch games that has ever maybe played within the region. Fans. Let's talk about fans who would be willing to watch the game. How have you organized for them? Like, how is it?
Okay, with the prevailing circumstances, all our games, all rugby games are played without fans. The only people allowed to that ground, or who will be allowed also this weekend to the grounds, are only officials of the two teams and match officials. We don't expect any fan going into Nandi Bears club. So, but thanks to partnership between Kenya Rugby Union and MediaMax, the games will be televised live via K24 through K24 live platforms. Mm. So fans don't need not to worry or try to find ways getting to Nandi Hills because the game will be brought to you.
We should give a check to MediaMax because you're advertising MediaMax. We must give them a check so that anyway for the fans
I
they
think they wants to pay me because I'm advertising them. Yes.
I think fans should not be there. They
Yeah,
should just,
no fans.
no fans.
Strictly no fans. Whether you are an official of any club or whichever level of fan you are not allowed at the grounds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now Nandi Bears is a members club.
Yes.
Now members, will there also be maybe restrictions in terms of when they are coming in? And you know, over the weekends those guys they have golf.
Okay, this weekend they don't have golf, so they cannot have that reason that they're coming in to play golf. So we have confirmed there's no golf this weekend. So for members, they are allowed to go into their clubhouse. We have no problem with that. They can go into their clubhouse. They also have screens in the clubhouse, so they can also watch it from there. But the enclosure within which the rugby pitch is, nobody will be allowed there.
I talked to the chairman of the club, Mr. Mutai.
Yeah.
Yes, he explained that all things are good and
Yes.
they are ready for the finals. The union, let's talk about now the union in terms of security, in terms of how the protocols on how this game will be played.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just so that the union can be able to enforce the protocols, the COVID protocols, they will through partnership with the Nandi Bears Club, they will have an extra contingent of security personnel fans from accessing the pitch, the club in the first place, and the few members will be coming in for their weekend drinks or whatever. They'll be kept off from the playing enclosure. The good thing with the rugby pitch at Nandi Bears, it's like in the middle of the golf course. So where the rugby pitch is will be completely cordoned off from the general public. So anybody who will be able to access the club as a member, the Nandi Bears grounds as a member, will only have access to the clubhouse, but not to the pitch. Yeah. Even where the players there will be a setup for where the players will be able to sit and do their warm-up and everything, which will be strictly away from general public. The only people who will be able to access the playing enclosure apart from the match officials and the players is the ambulances.
Now, looking at the whole teams, the Cabras and KCB, where particularly would the game be won? Because you've watched both teams play. The likes of Amonde in the KCB, which areas do you think maybe the game will be won? Because all these teams are good, from the back line to mid to the. Which area specifically do you think?
Mostly, I think the side that will be able to take the day will be the one that will be able to utilize both their forward play and the back line nicely. Because if you look at both sides, when it comes to forwards, they have equally strong forwards who can be able to withstand any kind of pressure, and also on the side of their back lines, both sides have very brilliant players playing in the back side. So it will be the team that will be able to gel these two components well that will be able to take the day. That's my opinion.
Name some of the players you think they will highlight these finals for both teams.
For Cabras, I can talk about Joe Kogu, the Kenyan Fijian. He's one player to watch. I think
he has also been recalled to sevens.
He has been called up to the sevens training squad. He's a very brilliant player, and also Felix Ayange. Felix Ayange is also making big strides with the team. And the side of KCB, I can talk about OJ and Onyala. I think they're gelling, especially having played in the Olympics together. They're a good force to reckon.
Yeah. As we head into the maybe final rounds of this interview, you've watched both teams play. The coach,
yes,
the coach at the core of these teams. This final means a lot to each team.
Yes.
What are some of the things you think maybe, in your opinion, can guide a team? For example, Cabras, which has been losing at the finals most of the time, because KCB has been dominating this for quite some time. But I'm not a supporter of Cabras. I'm just trying to give an opinion that they have been losing at the finals.
Okay, I think what the coaches need just to share with the boys is, at the end of the day, they need to enjoy the game, have fun, enjoy the game, and utilize all the tactics that they've been able to share throughout the season. Because this, I think, the point. At this point, there's nothing much you can change in the team. All you can do is just give them encouragement and remind them that they need to have fun.
Before we end, there are two things we really need to talk that we cannot forget. One is the performance at the Olympics. I know you are following each game, although it was being played at night.
Yeah.
Our performance at Olympics, and then number two, we're heading into HBC World Series. Just Olympics. What really happened?
I really can't say much about it.
I know you do not sleep.
I slept. After the first game, I opted to sleep.
Why?
Okay, I think the team was well prepared. The maybe our biggest shortcoming was we were too much predictable, because if you look at the other teams, despite the fact that like a team like Fiji had most of the old boys still playing, but they had a crop of new guys who brought in new ideas into the game and all that. But for us, our team was more or less consistent. It's like almost 90% of our boys in Tokyo Olympics were there was same boys in Rio Olympics. So maybe I can say is we were too much predictable, or the teams were able to learn our game really fast. We didn't have new things being incorporated into the game during that period. So because in terms of preparation, I think the coaches did their best. They prepared their team well, and also the boys themselves. They played their hearts out. I think it's just that
Tactically,
we were a bit. I maybe let me just use this term. Tactically challenged a bit, but compared to Rio, I think this time we were even way better.
Now, sevens. Just we have Edmonton. I think the next should be
The next 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks time. Then this is the other one. So with this squad that Innocent Simi has named, as for now, the training squad. What is the mathematics that you think Simi should use so that we at least have that top position?
I think Simeo needs to do a very nice balancing act in that bring in new crop of players and balance with the old boys, so that at least we have we can say we have continuity. Because if you say you bring in totally new crop of players, we've ever had done that before, and it was detrimental to the team. So the biggest challenge that Simeo has is how he is going to balance the new players together with the old guys as they wind up their time with the sevens team.
Okay, now your final words as we close down this discussion.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and also I want just my final message to all rugby fans: let's assist each other to have this game back. And the only way we can be able to make sure the game is back is by adhering to the protocols. Let's help the union be able to show that we are smart enough and we can adhere to the protocols and keep off the pitch on Saturday. Let's not have issues with fans trying to access the grounds. Let's stay at home, enjoy the game from comforts of our seats, and stay safe.
There's something that we'll talk in our next discussion about. We used to have rugby sevens in Eldoret. I don't know what happened. With that one, we need to talk in a next session.
Let's have the game back first.
What was the name? Sepetuka.
Sepetuka
Sevens.
Yes.
Okay. We need to have a discussion on that next time.
All right.
So thank you very much, Kenyans, and continue subscribing to our YouTube channel as well as Facebook. We hope that we see you another time.